Jamie McKeown. I currently have the ABT BREAM Grand Final trophy, the Australian Open trophy and the Queensland Open trophy. So winning those three trophies, I've basically done it all with one technique, using a small crankbait, crankbaiting boat hulls and pontoons. And the crazy thing is I'm going to show you how to do it today. So I've used a lot of different versions of small crankbaits to do this technique, and today I'm going to show you the Redic DS40. So this one's been designed by Josh at Samaki, and it's going to be perfect because Josh has taken years to get it right. So it's a 40mm lure, it's a deep diving crankbait. Any bigger than that you don't get as many bites, and any smaller than that it becomes hard to cast and get it accurately under the boat hulls and pontoons. So they come already fitted with the best hooks for the crankbaits, I believe, is the Decoy YS25s and the Decoy split rings. It has the awesome Samaki colour range already. For doing this, I prefer the chrome flashy lures. I think it gets the attention a bit more for the BREAM, but there's also applications, say in a clear system where a prawn pattern or a translucent sort of pattern lure works better. Good thing about the DS40 is the ability to tune it to swim perfectly under the boat hulls and the pontoons. And then if you want to detune it so it swims back straight, it's very easy to do so. I tune the lure before I tie the lure on. So it's just simply, I put the split ring down in the scallop. You can see that's the toe point is recessed into the bib, and just a small pair of stainless pliers, and I want it to swim, so I hold the lure towards me so I know when I cast it it's going to swim back on that angle. If I want it to go that way, I tune the bib so it leans over that way. To go this way, lean it over that way, and it's just simply a slight bend, and that's it. So the reason why it's easy to tune is because Josh has designed it so the toe point is actually in a scallop inside in the bib, so it actually toes, the toe point is on a different place in the bib, so it's facing more forward than upright to what a normal lure is. So with the lures that are facing upright, it's very easy to over-tune and they will circle too much, and then it's hard to not hook up or get caught up under the pontoon. So as a tournament fisherman, my biggest hate is wasting time on the water. I want a lure in the water all the time, so I'm catching fish. The DS40, you can take it out of the box and it's perfect. You don't have to upgrade hooks or anything like that. You can fish it straight out of the box perfectly. So usually I like to fish the lure swimming from right to left. I find it's easier for me to set the boat up and control the boat and then fight the fish once they're hooked up from that side of the boat. I always have lures tuned that way and the opposite way. Sometimes you'll come across a boat or a pontoon that you can't fish that side of it because of rope or junk in the water or whatever. So there's a lot of different retrieves you can use, and I think you need to use a retrieve that sort of suits the structure that you're fishing. So sometimes a pontoon will have a lot of kunji up underneath, so it's got to be a very slow technique so you're not hooking up on the kunji, so the lure's not rising up and hooking up. Other times you need to sort of small jerks and long pauses. That was pretty much what was going on in the Sydney Harbour. But usually it's just sort of a find out and see sort of technique. Sometimes I'll start with just a slow wind, and other times it's a wind, pause, wind, pause. So I use 6-pound leader and fishing heavy structure, you'd call it, under pontoons and under boats. There's a lot of nasty bits and pieces that can snap you off. I'd rather get the bite than not get the bite though, and I generally find I have to fish a very light drag and just try and swim the fish out with the boat. I'm not the inventor of the technique. I think McKeown was probably someone that did it a long time ago around Sovereign Island, and it was just something that being on the Gold Coast, I would always see bream right up hard under the pontoons feeding, and I tried a lot of different techniques to try and catch those bream and could never really consistently catch them. So a mate of mine, Trent West, showed me how to do it many years ago, and it took me, a long time to sort of perfect and be confident enough to be able to go out and just use that lure firstly at home on the Gold Coast, and then it's a technique that I've taken all around Australia now, down to Victoria and in Sydney, and it absolutely smashes the fish everywhere. Not everywhere has pontoons or moored boats, but I've used it very successfully on bridge pylons and any sort of hard vertical structure. You can fish it and bream will be there, you will catch them. I've often thought if there was a competition where it was a one lure all day competition, I would definitely pick the Redic DS40. It's a lure that I'm super confident in, and it comes ready to roll straight out of the box. So I only had 2 prototype lures for the Australian Open, and this is the one that's probably suitable to show the camera because it's come out the best.